Well, it's Saturday. Yippee. Have you ever watched some of these nature shows where the parent of the animals teach them how to gather food, etc., etc. Or sometimes you watch birds that teach their young ones how to fly. So one of the jobs of your mommy and daddy is to kick you out of the nest someday. They need to give you the tools that you need to be functional, to live your lives, take responsibility for yourselves, and get on and enjoy life and make the most of it that you can. So, one of the things that I asked you to do months and months ago is to ask yourself questions about life. For example, when you guys are at archery, ask yourself the question, why is the teacher showing Scarlett this, or why is the teacher showing Daisy that, or Merrick, whatever. For example, in archery, you don't hold the bow like this. You have to hold your arm out straight, lock your elbow. You have to have your feet going one way, and then you turn your body so that you're facing down, and you bring the string back. So the teacher is teaching you how to use the bow properly, because if you don't use it properly, you don't hit the bullseye. Scarlett and Daisy and Merrick and someday Vesper, they are also learning something called discipline. Discipline means taking orders and doing what the teacher is saying. And that's a skill that you're going to have to learn. So someday, let's pretend Merrick wants to get a job at McDonald's so he can earn money and be able to take care of himself. He's going to have to learn discipline. He's going to have to learn to show up when the boss tells him to. He's going to have to learn how to make hamburgers the correct way. He's going to have to learn math, how to give change when someone gives him a $7 bill for $5.37. He's going to have to know how to count money and give out change. So there's a lot of skills he's going to have to learn. One of the skills that I've mentioned before is goal setting. Goal setting is a very important part of being functional. There's a reason why I'm doing this video right now. It's because I set a long-term goal. Now, a goal can be long-term as much as an hour, and you can break it down into short-term goals, which could be 5 minutes, or a long-term goal could be 10 years. So if you're 10 years from now, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to work at McDonald's? Do you want to be a truck driver? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a paleontologist? Whatever it is, that's a long-term goal. The short-term goals is how are you going to get there? What books do you need to read? Whatever. So my goal for you, my long-term goal was to do a video for you girls and for Merrick. So then I had short-term goals. What am I going to say? What materials do I need? I've got to set up my phone. You notice I'm not holding it. I'm using a stand. I have to get that. I also brought this. These are all the goals that I have for today. Why do I set goals? Because if I don't write it down and look at it, I'm going to forget. And I asked you also a question some months ago. Let's see if you can remember. Today is the 19th of March, 2022. What's very, 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 very special about this day? March the 19th, 2022. Did anybody get it? You'll never have this day again. Once that this day is over, March the 19th, 2022, it's gone. It's history. And only you get to write down in that history book what happened. Did you stay in bed all day and do nothing? That's your history. You can say on March the 19th, 2022, I wasted my day and stayed in bed all day. Or you watch cartoons all day. Boy, that's real educational. Sure learned a lot from cartoons. Or did you read a book? Did you memorize some scriptures? Did you clean your room? Did you do some healthy things? Because that's what life is all about. It's learning discipline, setting goals for yourself, being directed, asking questions, etc., etc. A couple days ago, Grandma did a study with you in Proverbs. Who wrote Proverbs? Doodle-doot-doot, Solomon, yes. And several of the Proverbs, I've got to go to my computer. Let's see here. One of them has to do with humility. Humility is a skill to learn. So when Merrick goes to McDonald's and the boss says, Merrick, you need to do hamburgers today. I don't want to do hamburgers. I want to do something else. You're not being very humble. You're not being very disciplined. You're being proud in there. I ain't doing that. You know? So Proverbs is teaching you to be humble and to be lowly and not always trying to get your way. It also talks about being a wise daughter or a wise son. When you guys do the right thing, I'm sorry, I've got an itch on my back. When you do the right thing, your mom and dad are happy. You know, things are going good. When you don't, when you mess up, they get frustrated and upset. Listening to counsel, listening to advice. When your teacher says, do it this way or swim that way, probably a good idea. He or she knows what they're talking about, to be disciplined and to do what you're supposed to do. You know, your dad and your mom, they have to be disciplined and they have to listen too. When somebody calls your mommy up and says, well, I have 35 guests and I want this kind of food and I want to be on the beach. And if your mom says, well, I don't want to do it that way, I want to do it my way, they're going to say, bye-bye, we'll go someplace else, and your mom loses money. So your mom has to be disciplined, and your mom has to listen to what other people tell her to do. And the last one is about anger. You know, anger is an interesting thing. Doesn't mean you can't be angry sometimes. I get angry. It's how we handle the anger. We have to handle the anger in a way that's respectful and whatever. When grandma asks me to do something I don't want to do and it gets me angry, I can't, break a coffee cup. You know, I'm drinking coffee. This is my favorite mug. You know, I might be a little bit angry, but I have to say, okay, dear, I don't want to do it right now, but I will try to do what you ask me, even though I'm angry. So the big thing is to try not to get angry, but if you do, at least handle it in a correct way. So it's about time for me to leave. I'm having a wonderful day. Talk to your cousin Luke. He's working on his house, and it's raining here, but everything's cool. All right, have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.